Alright, yo, let's get right into it. For those of you who are curious, by the way, these are the Godzilla and Kong, the new Empire playing cards by Room 1, which are now live on Kickstarter. Of course, to start, we're going to take the cards right out of the tuck case, make sure we're getting all of them, toss the tuck case over to the side. Now, I'm going to take out the Joker beforehand because that's going to help us out later on. I'm going to hand the deck over to the spectator. The spectator can shuffle it up as much as they like, maybe a riffle shuffle like this, maybe an overhand shuffle like this. Just to keep in mind, these are gilded cards with like nice shiny edges, so it's a bit more difficult to shuffle. Maybe that was my mistake, but that's okay. We're shuffling these up, and as soon as the spectator is satisfied with the shuffling, they're going to hand me the deck, and I'm going to hand them the Joker. What they're going to do with the Joker is, as I riffle through like this, they're just going to put that Joker in anywhere they'd like. So let's say I'm riffling through, they put it in, boom, right there, right? Now let's take a look at the card that's right above the Joker. That's the card they technically stopped at. So take a look and memorize that card. Once it's memorized, we'll lose it somewhere in the center of the deck. The deck can be cut as many times as the spectator like. Let's just say we cut it that many times. And then I'll hand the deck over to the spectator, and they're going to deal it out into two separate piles. Let's do that right now. Okay, so that did take a bit of time, but hopefully I hope I sped that up for you. If I didn't speed it up for you, I'm sorry that happened. Now, I want the spectator to pick any one of these piles. Let's just say they selected this one. So now what I want to do is I want both of us to start dealing cards one at a time at the same time. Now, this is a bit difficult for me to do since I guess I'm the only one here. But we're going to do our best to deal cards at the exact same time. And I'm going to have you stop as soon as I get a sense from you, okay? So as soon as I get a sense from you, wait, hold on. I think I got it. All right, we're gonna stop right here. Now, you were of course dealing your pile, I was dealing my pile, okay? Just like this. And now let's take a look. What card did you stop at? If I sensed correctly, you should have stopped at your 7 of spades. Boom. That was a terrible drop. Let's try again. Boom. What up, crew? It is Magic Monday, and this is your place to learn magic, master your performance, and captivate audiences. The effect I'm sharing with you today is known as Impenetrable Stop Force by Jordan. I personally think it's a really cool way to use a key principle in Magic to accomplish something that's seemingly impossible. See what I did there? You will. So before we dive right into the tutorial, make sure you smash that like button and get ready to share with all your friends. Now grab your favorite deck, and let's do it. Alright, yo, so welcome to the tutorial. Before I start, I want to give a huge shout out to Room 1 for sending me these playing cards. They are pretty phenomenal. Like, my favorite aspect is this 3D Godzilla design. It's just so cool. And if you don't like Godzilla because you ran over your city, there's also a Kong version of these playing cards. For those of you who are interested, these decks, along with a couple of others, are now available on Kickstarter for just a couple of more days. So if you want to check them out, I'll put the link to them in the description. Let's switch over to using the Kong deck. I feel like that might be a bit easier to see on camera, and I like to change things up a bit. Now, a bit more background. I would say this is probably very close to self-working, like 90 to 95% self-working, so I'd categorize this as more of a beginner type effect. There is a bit of manual effort involved, but I don't think that should be too hard for you. You guys are pros. To begin, you want to use a deck of 52 cards, right? So let me take the 2 Jokers out for now. You have 52 cards, and we're going to be using one of the 2 Jokers. Let me just take the Godzilla version of the Joker, put it on over to the side. There's also a small setup involved, but the setup doesn't include these playing cards. The setup actually includes this card, the Joker, which we're going to be using as a key card. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the concept of a key card, it's pretty much used to indicate the location of the spectator selected card. So, the way that we're going to use this key card is we're going to make crimps in the card. So, crimp pretty much helps us identify this card in the deck. Now, the way that I like to crimp is I come to the bottom left corner here, and I just pinch that corner. Then I come to the top right corner, I pinch that corner as well. If you're beginner, I would say pinch both corners. I generally just pinch the one corner. You can see it's bent. So now when this card is lost somewhere in the deck, for example, you can see here, very easy to identify where it is. And if you turn it around, again, still fairly easy to identify where that card is, and you can practically cut to that position. So we have our crimped card. If I can pick it up, we have our crimped card. We have our deck, we're set to begin. When performing this for the spectator, you pull the cards right out of the tuck case, and you say we're going to use the Joker as a helper card. You throw that on the table face up, and the spectator's all good with that. Now you're going to take the rest of the cards, hand them to the spectator, and allow the spectator to shuffle up the cards as much as they would like. This way, again, as always, they have a bit more control over something in their life, because, you know, they probably don't have any control ever. once they're satisfied with shuffling up the deck, they're going to hand this deck back to you, and you're going to hand them the Joker. They're going to take the Joker, and either you're going to riffle through the deck like this, or like this, or like this, I don't know, or like this. You want to riffle through the deck and have them stick in this card as you're riffling. And that's how they're going to make their selection, okay? So they're going to throw that in. It's usually not that smooth with the spectator, by the way. The spectator, it's usually like, oh man, oh my god. We're just playing the perfect scenario. Boom, they stick it in nice and clean. It may take 1 or 2 tries. But the card's in there, right? And you don't want them to push the card all the way in. You lift at that position, and they're going to take a look at the next card right above the Joker. In this case, it's the 5 of spades. That's going to be their selected card. You show that to them, return it where it is, and you push the Joker in. Now, you can tell them to cut the deck as many times as they'd like. Let's not do more than like 2 to 3 cuts, otherwise, I'm not going to lie, it gets a little boring. So you have them cut the deck a couple of times. There we go. They're satisfied with the cuts. Hand them the deck, and have them deal the cards into 2 even piles. So let's start here, and we're dealing into 2 even piles. As this dealing happens, move this over to the side a bit. As this dealing happens, there are 2 things you need to keep track of. Which pile has 27 cards, and which pile has the Joker. Now, since this packet has 53 cards in total, the deck or the pile that's dealt to last will contain 27 cards. So this pile was dealt to last, this pile has 27 cards, and after everything is squared up, you should be able to tell where the crimped card is. In this case, the crimped card is in our 27 card packet, and that's all good. From here, you use the Magician's Choice. You have them, and they're, okay, I guess let me take a step back for a second. There are 2 different outcomes to this trick. If the Joker is in the 26 card packet, or if the Joker's in the 27 card packet. In this case, the Joker is in the 27 card packet, so I'll talk through that, and then we'll talk about the other scenario. So whatever happens, you want to make sure that you get the packet with the Joker. So this is where the Magician's Choice comes in. We know the Joker's in this pile. You ask the spectator to select a pile. If they pick this one, you say, okay, I'll take this pile. If they pick that one, you say, okay, you take that pile. So whatever it is, you want to make sure you get the pile with the Joker. Now from here, you want to make it seem like you want to build on performance. You want to make it seem like everything is going, super smoothly between you and the spectator. You have like one mind, and you want to make sure that you have maybe some kind of connection with the spectator. Maybe you can quickly like touch them on the head or something and build a connection with the spectator. You have them deal out 1 card at a time as you deal out 1 card at a time. And this is difficult to do with just me here. I wish I had 3 hands. It's a bit difficult to do, but I'm dealing, they're dealing, I'm dealing, they're dealing. And the purpose here is to almost use your senses to find their selected card. And the point that you're going to stop at is after you've dealt the Joker. So here, we've dealt the Joker, and they've dealt 1 card. Right, from here you can tell them, okay, I didn't touch anything, nothing crazy happened, but I feel like we need to stop here. And we, of course, since we're both dealing at the same time, just want to make sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 cards, the spectator has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Spectator has 8 cards as well. You ask the spectator to flip over their card. You don't have to flip over yours. I feel like that might be a giveaway of a key card. I have never actually done it, but if you want to try it out, let me know how it turns out. And they flip over their card, and you'll see it's a selected 5 of spades, which is pretty freaking awesome how well that works. So that's the case if the Joker lands in the 27 card pile. What's going to happen if the Joker lands in the 26 card pile? Let me show you. So Joker in the 26 card packet scenario. Again, this packet will have 27, and this will have 26, but this time the Joker is in this pile. Again, Magician's Choice, you end up with the 26 card pile. You both start dealing 1 card at a time, and you want them to deal as you deal, right? So we're going to deal a couple of cards until we get to the Joker. And again, the way that you're identifying the Joker is you're seeing this crimp, right? Hopefully you can see that on camera, but you can kind of see where this crimp is. It gives like a little bit of an edge to these cards, or the cards come out a bit more. This top card comes out a bit more, or you can even feel for it when you're touching the top here. So this way you know where the Joker is. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but in case I didn't, there you go. And you deal the Joker, they deal 1 card. Now you have to go 1 card further since you have the 26 card pile. Deal 1 more card after the Joker, and they deal 1 more card. Again, using some kind of psychic connection, some kind of buildup, have them reveal the card, and again, it'll be that 5 of spades. Boom. And that is the impenetrable stop trick. Thank you again to Room 1 for sending me these playing cards. I highly encourage you guys to check these out. Like I said, they're now live on Kickstarter. I'll put the link to them as the first one in the description. For more fun effects, you can click on this video right here. And if you don't want to do that, go out and perform this one. It's gonna be awesome. A huge shout out to my Patreon producers, and thank you, love you, see you soon.